This story of Naboth's vineyard becomes a powerful metaphor for defending spiritual heritage, because it wasn't just a natural vineyard that Naboth was willing to die for. He said, "The Lord forbid it me." And he was speaking scripturally. Thus saith the word. Naboth understood something profound. His vineyard wasn't merely a piece of property, but it was a covenant inheritance, a tangible link to his fathers and to the promises that God had made to generations before him. When he refused to sell, he was essentially saying, this belongs not just to me, but to those who came before me and to those who will come after me. I am but a steward. You and I are stewards. We are guardians of this truth. We have to live for it, perhaps die for it. It parallels the importance of how God placed this burden on the apostle, earnestly contending for the faith which was once delivered to the saints. This is sort of what Naboth was prefiguring in the Old Testament. Like Naboth's vineyard, our spiritual heritage, the doctrines, the practices, and the truths that are passed down through generations isn't ours to dispose of at will. You don't get to vote it in and vote it out. Hello. I don't get to legislate it in and legislate it out. It's for the ages. God's word never changes. It stands true today. If I build again the things that I once tore down, I become myself a transgressor. The Lord forbid it, that I should sell this piece of land to you. Naboth's refusal wasn't mere stubbornness, it was spiritual stewardship. He symbolized by his action a righteous remnant who refused to sell out. Brother, you better be part of that remnant as we go through 2025. Not for sale, not for sale, not for sale. You see, what you value, you'll give yourself to. What you value, you'll fight for. What you value, you might even die for. What you value, you'll stand up for. You'll be bold, you'll be courageous for. You better know what you believe. You better believe what you believe. You better be willing to both live for what you believe and die for what you believe. Come on. Sometimes you have to stand up against the system and say, I'm not for sale. I don't care if everybody else goes back to the beggarly elements of the world. I am not for sale. I don't care if holiness is outlawed, outdated, antiquated, laughed at, made fun of, mocked. I don't care if I'm called a pilgrim or Amish or whatever they say about me. I'm going to stay with the word. That may cost you your life. You better know. You better get everything settled in this hour, because those powers are joining together, forming an image. They're forming an image unto that beast. False prophet ready to operate on the scene. Everything can't be feel good. I want you to know it wasn't all feel good for Naboth. Before he knew it, he was lied on, testified against, sentenced, and pounded to death for nothing except not for sale. This piece of land represented a generational blessing, a covenant promise, a divine appointment that God had made with his people. The Israelites had to die. Generations of them had to die to get over to inherit that land. How dare Naboth even consider giving up quickly, surrendering quickly what generations before him had died to inherit. You know, how dare a technical, social media connected generation come around now and tell us that what we've stood on around this message is outdated and no longer relevant. If it's in the Word, it's relevant.